Soft winds carry us through the folds of time, to lands where temples glimmered under the stars and whispers of the divine moved across deserts, rivers, and mountains. Here, in the quiet of ancient civilizations, sacred wars unfolded, not merely of conquest, but of belief, of spirit, of the eternal dance between light and shadow. Let us drift gently into these stories, where the clash of shields and the ringing of bells are softened by the passage of centuries. With each tale, the spirit finds calm in the rhythm of history, and the heart rests in the understanding that even in struggle, there was purpose, meaning, and beauty. As you lie beneath your own quiet sky, allow the echo of these sacred conflicts to lull you, like a soft chant, a distant river, or the gentle turning of time itself. If these stories bring you peace, subscribe to keep your nights calm. Or simply whisper in the comments where you are listening from, and let your soul join ours in this timeless journey. The sky softens with the earliest light of morning, brushing the horizon with pale gold and lavender. Mist rises gently from quiet rivers, curling around the stones and reeds, as if the land itself is breathing in slow, deliberate rhythm. You float above a valley where the first humans settled, and the air smells of wet earth and dew-kissed grass. The world is hushed, waiting, holding its breath between night and day. In this quiet, the first whispers of devotion stir. They are soft chants, sung around flickering fires, where shadows dance across the faces of those who have come together not out of fear, but of reverence. The drums beat gently, their low rhythm echoing through the trees like the pulse of the earth itself. Each drumbeat carries a prayer, a longing, a song offered to the sky. The voices rise, forming patterns that curl like smoke, spiraling toward the heavens, where stars still linger, fading into the dawn. The first sacred battles are not of anger. They are of protection, a quiet, tender defense of what the heart knows is holy. Tribes gather not with rage, but with the intent to honor the spirits of the land, the ancestors, and the unseen guardians that cradle life. Banners made of leaves, animal hides, and woven reeds sway in the soft breeze, shimmering in the early light. Each banner is a prayer, a symbol of belonging, of devotion, of the fragile, sacred spark of life that the people seek to preserve. Gentle rivers guide the travelers, as if they themselves know the path of those who walk with purpose and reverence. Small birds flit above, their wings brushing the air like whispers, carrying messages of peace. The wind weaves through the trees, carrying the scent of moss and stone, of smoke and incense, and it hums softly, blending with the rhythm of the human heart. In the earliest conflicts, one can see the spirit of the world reflected. Each movement, each gesture is not hurried or harsh. The clash of wooden spears and shields is quiet, softened by the morning mist. There is a sense of ceremony, a rhythm that rises and falls with the breathing of the land. The warriors do not raise their voices in fury, but in calls of remembrance, recalling the spirits that came before them, the ones whose wisdom flows like hidden rivers beneath the soil. The sky bends gently, sunlight glimmering on dew-laden leaves. In these moments, the people sense the invisible threads that connect them to the earth and to each other. Each act, though it may seem like conflict, is a meditation. The swing of a spear, the raising of a shield, the soft chanting of the harp, all form a dance that honors the sacred. The memory of life's fragility weaves through their movements, reminding them that devotion is as delicate as the petals of a flower, as fleeting as the morning mist. A quiet drum sounds once, then twice, marking the passage of time without hurry. It reminds the heart to move slowly, to feel the earth beneath, to listen to the rustle of leaves and the soft gurgle of streams. The first sacred battles, though they carry the weight of defense, are gentle in their rhythm. They are less about victory and more about continuity. Life is fragile, the spirit is tender, and every act of devotion, every whispered chant, is an attempt to hold the world in a calm, protective embrace. As the sun rises higher, it spills golden light over stone circles, over altars carved from the living earth, and over faces turned skyward. Smoke curls from small fires, carrying the scent of herbs, of resin, of pine. The air is thick with a soft reverence, as though the land itself listens to the songs. Even the animals pause, quieted by the hush of this sacred morning. Deer step lightly through the mist, Birds perch in the trees, their wings folded as if bowing to the ceremony that unfolds. Within the heart of these first sacred battles lies a simple truth: the desire to honor what is unseen, to protect what is fleeting, to walk with the spirits of the land as companions rather than foes. Each movement of a shield, each chant that rises into the sky, is a meditation on existence itself. The human soul, still young and learning, reaches outward, seeking connection with the greater mystery. In this seeking, conflict becomes ceremony, and ceremony becomes a soft hymn to life's enduring beauty. Imagine the flicker of candlelight, or the glow of dawn reflected in a shallow pool. The warrior's eyes meet across the field, not with hatred but with recognition. Each knows that they are part of a larger story, one that stretches across time and space. The river moves slowly, reflecting their faces, carrying their devotion downstream to lands unknown. Each ripple holds a prayer, a gentle promise that the sacred will be honored, that the world will continue to turn in harmony with its own quiet rhythm. The mist lifts gradually, revealing stone altars engraved with simple symbols, circles of the sun, spirals of water, lines of mountains. Each mark speaks of devotion, of careful attention to the balance between the seen and unseen. Hands that have held spears now also reach for offerings: grains, flowers, water, soft gestures that speak of reverence. The sacred battles are not only in the fields but within the heart, where courage meets humility and action meets reflection. Listen to the soft hum of the morning wind as it passes through the valley. It carries with it echoes of these earliest songs, the gentle rhythm of footsteps across soft soil, the whisper of shields raised in mindful attention. The world is alive with subtle motion, and the heart, listening, begins to slow. It follows the rhythm of rivers, the dance of leaves, the rise and fall of the gentle drumbeat that marks the passage of devotion. Now, as you drift along the edges of this ancient valley, the sacred battles fade into memory, leaving only the tender trace of reverence in the air. The chants dissolve into soft echoes, mingling with the rustle of trees and the sigh of the river. You feel the calm presence of the first humans, their hearts lifted in devotion, their spirits wrapped in the gentle glow of dawn. Every breath becomes a prayer, every blink a soft acknowledgement of life's quiet beauty. The morning sun rises fully, spilling warm light over the land. Shadows shrink and the mist retreats, leaving the valley calm, alive, yet at peace. The banners hang quietly, the drums are silent, and the songs are carried upward into the sky, where they blend with the light and the stars, fatting memory. The sacred battles have ended for now, but the devotion remains as enduring as the stones, the rivers, and the wind itself. Let us drift onward with this calm, carrying the gentle rhythm of devotion in our hearts. Feel the soft pulse of the earth beneath, the quiet hum of life all around. Every beat of your heart echoes the early chants. Every breath carries the gentle prayers of those first humans who loved, protected, and honored the sacred. Now rest, as the stars return to the memory of the sky, and the rivers carry their songs gently toward the horizon. The dawn of sacred battles is complete, leaving only peace, reverence, and the tender warmth of devotion to cradle your spirit as you drift further into sleep. The night lingers softly, carrying the last silver glow of stars across quiet sands. You float over lands where rivers bend like gentle curves of glass, reflecting the moonlight in slow ripples. The air smells faintly of earth and water, of reeds and distant fires. Somewhere, a soft drum beats far away, steady and calm, marking time as if the world itself breathes in quiet rhythm. Soft winds carry you across the lands of Mesopotamia, where the first city-states rose like tender shoots from the soil. Mud brick walls, worn smooth by centuries, glow warmly in the moonlight. Temples stand at their heart, reaching upward as though to touch the stars themselves. Their shapes are simple, yet perfect, echoing the harmony of the universe. Lanterns hang along the walls, flickering gently, their light reflecting in the canals that wind through the streets like quiet rivers. Inside these sacred spaces, incense curls in slow spirals, carrying the scent of myrrh and cedar. The priests move with gentle steps, their voices humming soft chants, each note a tender bridge between earth and sky. Here, the sacred wars were not only in the fields, but in the devotion that guarded these temples. Every altar, every carved stone, every vessel of water held intention, protection, blessing, and reverence for what was unseen yet deeply felt. The rivers flowed gently, carrying the memory of generations. Along their banks, soft reeds sway, brushing the water like quiet hands. You drift along these waters, feeling the pulse of life beneath your fingertips. The sacred battles of these lands are carried not in anger, but in the careful rhythm of ritual. The sound of sandals against stone, the whisper of silk robes, the gentle splash of oars, each is a movement of devotion, a song of care for the world. In Egypt, the temples rise like rays of the sun caught in stone. Their walls are etched with hieroglyphs, small windows into the stories of gods and kings. The soft glow of torches warms the cool air of the corridors, creating pools of amber light that dance upon the floors. Priests and priestesses move slowly, their motions deliberate, their hands offering water and grains, flowers and incense. Each gesture is a gentle prayer, a shield woven from devotion, guarding the spirit of the people and the land. Soft winds carry voices from distant markets, from hidden courtyards where families gather and speak in quiet tones. Children run along the riverbanks, their laughter blending with the lapping of water and the distant call of birds. Even in moments that might hint at conflict, there is calm. There is a rhythm, a pattern, a balance between motion and stillness. The sacred wars echo here, but they are soft, like the brush of leaves against a wall, like the hum of a quiet drum. The night sky stretches endlessly, stars blinking slowly above the pyramids and ziggurats. Each star is a memory, a guide, a witness to centuries of devotion. You can see the soft glow of offerings left in the temple courtyards, bowls of water, petals scattered across stone, small fires flickering like tiny suns. The air is warm with the presence of care, the quiet echo of human hands reaching upward, honoring the divine in both action and thought. In the heart of these ancient lands, city-states built their defenses not only in walls of stone, but in the tender rituals that bound the people together. Sacred wars arose from a desire to preserve life, to honor what was believed to be holy, to walk in harmony with the unseen currents of the world. The sound of shields and distant arrows is softened by the rustle of reeds, the flow of rivers, the steady hum of the earth beneath. Even in conflict, there is meditation. Even in defense, there is reverence. You drift along the Nile, feeling the gentle current beneath you. Papyrus bends in the water, swaying like the slow pulse of a breath. Fishermen guide their small boats with calm hands, nets trailing lightly behind. The temples watch silently, their stone faces reflecting the moonlight. The sacred rhythm of life continues, offering protection, devotion. Wars are fought, perhaps, but each gesture carries purpose. Each step is measured. Each heartbeat echoes the quiet prayers of those who came before. Softly, you enter a courtyard where candles flicker around a stone altar. Water trickles from a carved basin, and the gentle sound spreads outward, mingling with the whisper of robes and the hum of chants. The priests dip their hands, sprinkling water over small fires, over grains, over flowers, their movements tender and slow. This is devotion made tangible, a shield made of prayer, a barrier woven from care, an offering of life to the unseen spirits that watch over all things. Across the city, walls are etched with patterns of the sun, the moon, and the stars. They speak without words, conveying harmony and order, reminding all who pass of the beauty and the balance of life. You can almost hear the soft echo of these patterns, a hum beneath the stones, a quiet reminder that every act of protection, every ritual performed with care, is a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. The wind stirred gently, rustling reeds along the canals. A small child releases a paper boat into the water, and it drifts slowly, reflecting the starlight in tiny pools. The currents carry it past temples, past markets, past sleeping animals, moving like a soft prayer across the landscape. You float above, feeling the calm spread through your body, the gentle warmth of devotion wrapping around your spirit. Even as sacred battles were waged, the heart of these civilizations remained tender. Temples were always a refuge, a place where breath and intention could align. The soft glow of lanterns, the quiet ripple of water, the delicate scent of incense, all these elements spoke of protection and care. The stars overhead watched silently, their light a slow, steady witness to the rhythms of life and devotion. Listen to the distant drums, their beat gentle and unhurried, blending with the rustle of papyrus leaves and the hum of temple walls. This rhythm, repeated across centuries, is a lullaby for the spirit. It tells of care, of reverence, of the human desire to honor the unseen and protect what is precious. Each beat, each ripple, each flicker of light carries a whisper of peace, guiding the heart to rest. As dawn begins to spread across the horizon, the temples shimmer in soft gold. Smoke from offerings curls upward, joining the morning mist, weaving through the air like slow, deliberate fingers. Even the distant fields where shadows of past battles linger in memory are touched by the gentle light. All is calm, all is steady, all is tenderly held by devotion and reverence. Let us drift onward with this calm, carrying the soft rhythm of the rivers, the gentle glow of the temples, and the quiet pulse of devotion in our hearts. The stars fade slowly as the sun rises, leaving a warm memory of light, a hum of prayer, and the enduring sense that even in action there is tenderness, and even in defense there is care. Now rest, as the rivers carry their songs toward distant lands, as the temple walls hold the warmth of countless prayers, and as the stars return to memory. The sacred spaces among the stars are alive with calm, guiding the spirit gently into peaceful sleep. The sky drifts softly between night and dawn, painted in shades of deep violet and fading indigo. Stars linger like distant lanterns, casting gentle light across mountains and valleys. You float above a land where rivers sparkle quietly, winding through forests that hum with life. The air smells of earth and stone, of warm clay and faint incense. Somewhere in the distance, a flute plays, soft and slow, echoing like a breath through the valleys. In the highlands of the Andes, where the wind carries whispers of ancient spirits, the Inca built terraces that climb the mountainsides. The sun rises over these stone steps, spilling gold across the earth and casting long, quiet shadows. Temples made of polished stone glimmer in the early light. You drift closer, sensing the gentle rhythm of devotion that flows through these walls. Offerings of corn, flowers, and water rest upon altars, small gestures of gratitude to Inti, the sun god. Each gift, placed carefully, is a quiet prayer carried upward on warm air. Soft winds move across the valley, carrying the echo of drums and soft chants. The warriors of the Inca do not march in haste. Their steps are measured, like the flow of the rivers themselves. Shields carved from wood and adorned with feathers shine faintly in the sun. Spears are held lightly, almost as if they are extensions of the spirit rather than instruments of war. Each movement is a meditation, a dance that honors the balance between human strength and the guidance of celestial powers. Far below, the Aztec cities rise along the lakes of the valley. Their temples reach skyward, pyramids of stone reflecting the first rays of the sun. The people offer maize and cacao, flowers and incense to Huitzilopochtli, god of the sun, and to Coyolxauhqui, goddess of the moon. The ceremonies are soft, yet powerful, filled with rhythm and intention. The drums beat slowly, the flutes sing low notes, and the smoke curls like silver threads into the sky. Each sacred battle fought by the Aztec is entwined with devotion, every gesture measured in harmony with the celestial dance above. You drift among the warriors as they prepare for these sacred encounters. Their faces are calm, serene, their movements deliberate. Even the clash of shields and the rise of banners carry a quiet rhythm, like the ebb and flow of the tide. Here, devotion and courage move together, like two streams merging into one gentle river. There is no rush, no need for anger. The sacred battles are a form of meditation, a way of honoring the gods and understanding the rhythm of life itself. The moon rises slowly over the horizon, pale and tender. Its light kisses the stone steps and the flowing rivers, reflecting softly in the eyes of those who watch the night sky. The Aztec and Inca warriors see in this light a guide, a reminder of the balance between day and night, sun and moon, action and stillness. Each swing of a weapon, each step upon the earth, is guided by this understanding, forming a rhythm that flows as naturally as the wind over the mountains. Soft birds glide across the valleys, their wings brushing the air like gentle whispers. The warriors pause to watch them, and for a moment the world holds its breath. The river below murmurs, carrying away the faint sounds of life, blending the rhythm of humans and nature into one quiet song. Even the stones beneath their feet seem to hum, resonating with the devotion embedded within each act. In the temple courtyards, small fires glow, casting a warm light on offerings of water and flowers. The smoke rises in delicate spirals, reaching toward the stars. You can see the hands of the priests, moving slowly, sprinkling water and incense over the flames, creating a gentle barrier of devotion and protection. The sacred battles, while present in the hearts of the warriors, are softened by this ritual. Here, honor is not found in force alone, but in careful attention, in mindfulness, and in connection with the divine. The sun climbs higher, spilling warm gold across the fields of maize and the stone terraces. Even in preparation for conflict, there is tenderness. Children play quietly near the temple steps, their laughter blending with the soft murmur of the rivers. Animals move without haste, sensing the calm presence that pervades the land. Every beat of a drum, every flicker of candlelight, every whispered chant carries intention, and through it, the world becomes a place of quiet balance and gentle devotion. You drift higher now, above the forests and rivers, observing the rhythm of life from afar. The sacred battles of the Aztec and Inca are not loud or chaotic. They are slow, deliberate, and filled with meaning. Spears and shields are extensions of respect for the gods, dances of protection, and the careful alignment of human hearts with the cosmos. Every step is a breath, every movement a prayer, every sound a lullaby for the spirit. In the valleys below, the rivers reflect the sun and moon together, a mirror of the celestial harmony that guides the warriors. You can see the reflection of pyramids and terraces in the water, shimmering softly like distant memories. The smoke from fires rises to meet the stars, and the wind carries it across mountains and plains, weaving the prayers of the people into the fabric of the world. Even as the sacred battles are imagined and enacted, there is no fear, only mindfulness, only reverence. The warriors move in quiet harmony with the land, with the sky, and with each other. The rhythm of their steps matches the flow of the rivers, the sway of the trees, the pulse of life that surrounds them. Every drumbeat, every chant, every flicker of candlelight resonates like a heartbeat of the world itself. The night softens once more, as the sun dips toward the horizon and the moon rises gently to take its place. The valley glows in quiet amber and silver. The fires burn low, the offerings remain, and the warriors rest, their hearts aligned with the rhythm of the stars. Even the distant echoes of sacred battles fade into calm, leaving only the soft hum of devotion and balance. Let us drift onward, carried by the gentle currents of rivers, the soft glow of temple fires, and the tender pulse of celestial harmony. Feel the warmth of the sun and the cool silver of the moon wash over your spirit, reminding you of the quiet balance of life. Every breath becomes a prayer, every heartbeat a gentle drum guiding you deeper into rest. Now rest, as the stars return to the memory of the sky, and as the rivers carry their soft songs across mountains and valleys. The warriors of the sun and moon have completed their meditation, leaving only calm, reverence, and the tender glow of devotion to cradle your spirit as you drift further into sleep. The desert night stretches wide and quiet, a blanket of deep indigo sprinkled with stars. You float above rolling dunes, soft shadows rising and falling like gentle waves. The air is cool, carrying the scent of dry sand and distant herbs. Somewhere far away, a single drum beats slowly, echoing through the silence as if the desert itself is breathing. Soft winds sweep across the sands, whispering ancient stories to those who listen. They tell of tribes that gathered around small fires, their faces glowing in amber light, their voices lifted in chants that reached toward the stars. These early people lived close to the rhythms of the earth, walking gently across the dunes, feeling the warmth of the sun and the cool hush of night. Every movement, every gesture carried devotion. Every breath was an offering. You drift past small settlements where tents ripple softly in the breeze. Smoke rises from simple hearths, curling like a slow river into the sky. The sound of sandals brushing sand mixes with the hum of voices calling softly in prayer. Even in preparation for defense, there is calm. Spears and shields are held lightly, their purpose not of anger but of care. Each warrior moves slowly, measured, aligned with the rhythm of the wind and the pulse of the land. In the heart of the desert, sacred spaces rise quietly, stones arranged with reverent hands, forming small altars beneath the open sky. They are simple, yet profound, marking the presence of devotion amidst the vast emptiness. Offerings of water, grains, and incense sit upon the stones, sending gentle curls of smoke skyward. The wind carries these offerings, blending them with the stars above, where the spirits of ancestors watch and guide. The sun begins its slow ascent, casting soft gold over the dunes. Shadows stretch long and slender, moving like silent dancers across the sand. You drift closer to a tribe preparing for the day, their movements a delicate choreography of devotion and readiness. Each step is intentional, each chant a gentle prayer, each gesture a thread connecting earth and sky. Here, sacred battles are not loud or violent. They are slow, mindful, a meditation of heart and spirit. Camels sway gently as they walk, their feet brushing the soft sand in quiet rhythm. Children play near the edge of the settlement, their laughter mingling with the soft whistle of the wind. Even in moments that might carry tension, there is calm. The desert holds it all, the heat of day, the cool of night, the quiet strength of those who live in harmony with its rhythms. Every sound, every breath, every shimmer of light reflects the delicate balance between duty and devotion. Soft drums echo in the distance, signaling a gathering. The elders of the tribe move to the center of the circle, their robes brushing the sand. They raise their hands in blessing, and their voices join in low, humming chants. The air fills with the scent of incense, cedar, and dry herbs. You drift closer, sensing the gentle pulse of the desert, the rhythm of devotion, the quiet strength of those who protect what they hold sacred. The first sacred conflicts emerge not in anger but in reverence. The tribes stand with shields and spears, but their hearts are quiet, their intent pure. They defend the altars, the wells, the sacred spaces, not for conquest, but to preserve the harmony between earth, sky, and spirit. Each movement of a weapon is measured, a dance of protection, a silent hymn to the balance of life. Above the dunes, the sun climbs higher, warming the sand and the faces of those who walk upon it. The light shimmers across tents and stone altars, creating a golden haze that softens the edges of the world. You float through this warm glow, feeling the gentle rhythm of life in the desert. The sacred battles are visible not in conflict alone, but in devotion, in the careful tending of land, water, and hearth. Each act is a prayer, each step a meditation. The wind stirs the sand, lifting tiny grains into the air. They drift like sparks, catching the sunlight and reflecting softly in your eyes. The desert moves slowly, gracefully, carrying memories of those who walked before. Each footprint, each pattern left in the sand is a whisper of devotion, a gentle echo of duty, a reminder that even in harsh lands, the human heart seeks connection with the divine. You drift toward a small oasis, where water ripples quietly beneath the shade of date palms. The reflection of the sky shimmers in its surface, a mirror of stars that have long faded from the night. Here, offerings float gently on the water, small vessels of clay, petals of desert flowers, the soft curl of incense smoke. The oasis is a sanctuary, a place of pause, where the spirit of the desert meets the devotion of its people. The warriors move slowly through the dunes, their shadows stretching long and calm. The rhythm of their steps is steady, each echoing the heartbeat of the land. Spears are held with care, shields angled gently, movements precise yet tender. Even the clash of wood and metal is softened by intention, a meditation on balance and protection. There is honor in the motion, reverence in the pause, and serenity in the flow of each breath. As day drifts toward afternoon, the desert seems to breathe. The sun warms the sands, the wind cools the skin, and the distant mountains shimmer like mirages of gold. You float above the dunes, carried by the gentle currents of air, feeling the calm sweep over your body and mind. Every moment is deliberate, every sound a lullaby, every movement a meditation on the sacred. The sky slowly tilts toward evening, brushing the horizon with shades of rose and violet. Shadows stretch and mingle with the dunes, creating a soft pattern across the land. The fires at the settlements glow once more, sending tendrils of smoke skyward. The warriors settle in, placing offerings on the altars, whispering prayers, and allowing their hearts to rest in the rhythm of devotion. The moon rises gently over the desert, casting silver light across the sands. You can see the soft outlines of stone altars, the delicate curl of smoke, the quiet bend of palms in the breeze. The sacred spaces rest under the stars, held tenderly by human care and the eternal presence of the land itself. Even the distant echoes of conflict dissolve into calm, leaving only the soft pulse of devotion and the gentle hum of life. Let us drift onward, carried by the quiet wind, the shimmer of sand, and the tender glow of the moon. Feel the rhythm of the desert beneath your spirit, the gentle pulse of devotion in every grain, every leaf, every breath of air. The whispers of the sands cradle the heart, reminding you of balance, patience, and the quiet harmony of life. Now rest, as the stars return to memory, as the dunes hold the warmth of day and the cool of night, and as the sacred spaces of the desert watch over all. The whispering sands carry their stories softly, guiding your spirit gently into peaceful sleep. The first light of dawn spreads softly over calm rivers, turning the water into a mirror of gold and rose. You float gently above the banks, where lotuses bloom in quiet elegance, their petals glistening with dew. The air carries the scent of wet earth, of flowers, of soft incense drifting from distant temples. A gentle wind brushes your face, slow and deliberate, as if the world itself breathes in a quiet rhythm. Along the riverbanks, the small villages stir in muted motion. Thatched roofs glimmer in the early light, and priests walk slowly toward the temples, their robes brushing the soft stone steps. Bells chime lightly in the air, their sound delicate and round, echoing across the water. Here, sacred wars were not simply battles of steel, but of heart and spirit. Every action was guided by Dharma, every motion a reflection of devotion and duty. You drift closer to a field where warriors practice their art. Spears glint in the sun, but their movement is not harsh or hurried. Each swing is measured, each step deliberate, flowing like water around rocks. There is a rhythm here, gentle and steady, a pulse that connects the earth beneath their feet to the sky above. The lotuses in nearby ponds sway with the breeze, nodding as though witnessing the quiet meditation of the human heart. The rivers hum softly, carrying petals, small offerings, and whispers of prayer downstream. You watch the warriors pause, bowing their heads toward the water. Their devotion is like the ripples in the river, subtle, yet enduring. Even in preparation for battle, there is no anger, only mindfulness. Each movement, each breath becomes a reflection of cosmic balance, a meditation in motion, a quiet acknowledgement of life's eternal flow. Along the temple steps, incense curls in slow spirals. The smoke carries the fragrance of sandalwood and jasmine, drifting lazily into the sky. Priests chant softly, their voices blending with the ripple of water, the whisper of the wind, and the distant call of birds. These chants are a gentle shield, a form of protection woven from sound and intention. Each note rises slowly, a prayer to guide the warriors, to bless their path, and to remind them of the sacred nature of their duty. The sun climbs higher, warming the fields and the gentle slopes where warriors walk. Shields are raised lightly, spears angled with care. Even the clash of wood and metal is softened by intention, like the murmur of the river over smooth stones. The sacred wars here are less about conquest and more about alignment of heart, of duty, and of spirit with the divine order. Each warrior moves in harmony with this rhythm, each gesture a meditation on balance and reverence. The lotuses reflect the sunlight, petals opening slowly as though breathing with the world. Small fish ripple beneath their leaves, and dragonflies skim the water, delicate as whispers. You drift alongside these scenes, feeling the calm pulse of devotion that weaves through the land. Even the distant echo of drums and horns, used to signal movements or assembly, is softened, a lullaby of rhythm rather than call to fear. In a quiet courtyard, a small fire burns on a stone altar. Water is poured carefully over grains and flowers, smoke rising to join the morning mist. The warriors pause, kneeling in gentle respect. Their hearts align with Dharma, their breaths slow and deep. Here, sacred battles are not loud or chaotic. They are reflections of cosmic order, lessons in patience, courage, and mindfulness. Each action is deliberate, each pause sacred. You drift over the mountains where distant temples perch, their spires reaching toward the sky. Bells ring faintly, the wind carrying the sound across valleys and rivers. Below, warriors move in slow circles, their spears tracing gentle arcs through the air. There is a quiet grace in their practice, a soft poetry of motion. Even the earth beneath their feet seems to hum in agreement, resonating with the devotion and care imbued in every gesture. The rivers bend through villages and forests, reflecting the golden light of the sun and the soft hues of blossoming lotuses. Children watch the training quietly, their eyes wide, absorbing the rhythm of discipline and devotion. The elders smile, their faces touched by gentle warmth, understanding the harmony that flows between duty and compassion. Even in the presence of preparation for conflict, there is calm, a steady current of mindful intention flowing through all. The wind carries petals across the ponds, drifting slowly like soft memories. Each petal lands lightly, brushing the water with a whisper. The warriors bow their heads, offering gratitude for guidance, for protection, for the sacred connection that binds them to the earth and sky. The motion is slow, rhythmic, deliberate. Each gesture is a prayer, each step a meditation, each breath a quiet echo of cosmic balance. Above, clouds float lazily, brushing the peaks of mountains with soft shadows. The sun filters through, warming the earth, highlighting the folds of robes, the shimmer of spears, the gentle sway of lotus flowers. Even the faintest sounds, the rustle of leaves, the murmur of rivers, the distant cry of birds, blend into a symphony of calm. The sacred wars are quiet, measured, guided by the hand of devotion and the flow of karma that moves all things. The temples glow warmly in the afternoon light. Stone steps, carved with delicate designs of gods and rivers, carry the touch of many hands. Priests walk slowly, placing offerings of water and flowers, reciting soft chants that echo through the corridors and out into the fields. The warriors watch, resting in alignment with the rhythm of the land, their hearts steady, their breaths gentle. The sacred act of devotion infuses every stone, every ripple, every petal. The sun begins to tilt toward evening, spilling amber across the rivers and lotuses. Shadows lengthen, stretching softly across the sand and stone. Fires glow low at the temples, incense rising in gentle curls. The warriors lower their spears, kneel once more, and breathe deeply. The sacred battles of the day dissolve into calm. The devotion remains, a quiet pulse, a soft rhythm that flows through earth, water, and spirit. Let us drift onward with this gentle flow, carried by the rivers, the light of the lotuses, and the quiet hum of devotion in every heart. Feel the rhythm of Dharma, the steady beat of karma, and the tender glow of duty intertwined with love and reverence. Each breath becomes a meditation. Each heartbeat a gentle drum, guiding you toward rest. Now rest, as the stars return to memory, as the rivers carry the echoes of devotion across mountains and plains, and as the lotuses bloom quietly in the moonlight. The sacred space of the lotus and the spear holds you softly, cradling your spirit as you drift further into peaceful sleep. The morning mist drifts gently over the rolling hills of China, soft as silk against the skin. You float above rivers that glimmer like silver ribbons, winding between bamboo groves and terraced fields. The scent of damp earth and distant blossoms rises with the warmth of the sun, curling into the cool air like a gentle sigh. Somewhere far away, the faint toll of a temple bell resonates across the valleys, slow and deep, echoing through mist and sky. Along the mountainsides, pagodas rise gracefully, their tiled roofs curving toward the heavens. Smoke curls from incense burners, twisting slowly, delicate as a whispered prayer. Monks move among the courtyards with quiet steps, their robes brushing stone paths in soft rhythm. Their hands fold in devotion, their chants carrying a gentle vibration that flows over the land like a river of calm. Here, sacred battles were not merely fought with weapons, but with the alignment of heart, mind, and spirit. You drift closer to a training ground where warriors prepare in quiet discipline. Spears, wooden staffs, and shields are held with care, each movement deliberate, flowing like water around a rock. Even the clash of wood against wood carries a gentle music, measured and soft, a meditation on balance rather than force. Bamboo leaves sway in the wind, rustling softly as though whispering encouragement, as if the forest itself participates in this dance of devotion. Rivers nearby reflect the morning light, and in their gentle currents, you can see tiny offerings of flowers and rice floating downstream. Each is a gift, a prayer, a quiet remembrance of the connection between human action and the divine. The warriors pause to bow toward the water, letting ripples carry their intentions outward, joining the eternal flow of life that passes through mountains, forests, and sky. Every breath is a prayer, every movement a meditation, and every glance a reflection of mindfulness. The sun rises higher, casting warm light over the terraced fields and temple courtyards. Shadows of pagodas stretch across stone steps, flickering in harmony with the gentle sway of the bamboo. Even in the midst of preparation for battle, there is no rush, no tension. Each footstep, each swing of a spear, each careful alignment of shield and stance flows from intention and calm. Here, courage is measured, and devotion guides each action like a soft current beneath the surface of a river. In the valleys, small villages stir quietly. Children watch from the edges of the bamboo groves, their laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves and the distant hum of drums used to mark rhythm, not alarm. Elderly figures stand by the riverbanks, offering flowers and water to the temples, their motion slow and serene. Even in moments that might carry the weight of conflict, there is gentleness, a balance between human effort and the invisible currents of the world. Pagodas cast long shadows over moss-covered stones. The temple bells chime faintly in intervals, their notes rising and falling like gentle waves. Warriors move slowly, practicing forms and rituals handed down through generations. Their movements are soft and flowing, each step a reflection of the teachings they hold close, each gesture a quiet prayer to ancestors and gods. Even the clash of wooden staffs is tempered by intention, a symphony of calm discipline rather than loud aggression. The wind stirs the bamboo groves, sending leaves dancing in slow circles. The sound is delicate, a soft accompaniment to the rhythm of human motion. Water ripples in streams, carrying petals and prayers alike, moving gently toward the distant horizon. Every element, air, water, earth, and spirit, flows together in quiet harmony, wrapping the land in a serene embrace. You drift above, feeling the pulse of devotion as it moves like a soft tide through forests, mountains, and temples. In a small courtyard, incense burns on stone altars. Offerings of rice, tea, and blossoms sit carefully, sending tendrils of smoke into the morning air. Monks chant softly, their voices blending with the rustle of bamboo and the hum of distant rivers. Warriors kneel briefly, bows low, hearts steady. Even in preparation for sacred encounters, there is mindfulness, patience, and reverence. Every movement is a meditation, every breath a gentle drum, every gaze a quiet reflection on the sacredness of life and duty. The sun tilts toward afternoon, spilling golden light across terraces and rooftops. Shadows stretch long and soft, mingling with the mist that drifts through valleys. Fires in temple courtyards burn low, casting flickers of warmth over stone steps. The sacred practice of battle training dissolves into calm, each warrior returning to meditation, each hand resting lightly on a spear, each breath slow and steady. Here, honor is found not in speed or force, but in balance, presence, and devotion. Bamboo leaves shimmer as the wind passes through, carrying the soft scent of blossoms to every corner of the valley. Even the distant mountains seem to lean gently into the rhythm of life below. You float above, sensing the quiet pulse of devotion moving through earth, water, and sky. The sacred encounters, though real and present in preparation, remain softened by mindfulness, becoming a gentle lesson in harmony and discipline. As evening approaches, the sky fills with delicate colors, soft pinks and muted golds fading into gentle indigo. Shadows lengthen over rooftops and stone steps, and the fires of the temples glow warmly. Warriors bow once more to the setting sun, honoring the day's devotion, and release their hearts into calm. The rhythm of sacred practice fades into quiet reflection, leaving only the gentle pulse of the land and the lingering hum of reverence. The moon rises slowly above the misty mountains, pale and tender, casting silver light over rivers, terraces, and temple roofs. Shadows stretch across bamboo groves, moving softly like gentle waves. Incense smoke curls toward the sky, joining the stars above. The sacred spaces rest in peaceful stillness. The warriors have lowered their spears, and the land itself exhales softly, cradling all in a gentle embrace. Let us drift onward, carried by the soft wind, the shimmer of river light, and the tender glow of temple fires. Feel the rhythm of devotion flowing through each leaf, each stone, each ripple in the water. Every breath becomes a meditation, every heartbeat a soft drum guiding you gently toward rest. Now rest as the stars return to memory, as the rivers carry their quiet songs across mountains and bamboo forests, and as the sacred spaces of pagodas watch over all. The gentle echoes of discipline, devotion, and serene courage cradle your spirit, carrying you softly into peaceful sleep. The Mediterranean dawn spreads softly over marble temples and quiet olive groves. You float above the hills, the sea shimmering with silver and gold, reflecting the early light like a calm mirror. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves, carrying the soft scent of wild thyme and blooming olives. Far below, waves lap slowly against the shores, their rhythm steady, like a heartbeat for the land itself. Temples rise gracefully on hilltops, their columns pale and warm in the sun. Incense curls from small altars, moving lazily into the sky, blending with the light mist that drifts through the valleys. Statues of gods watch quietly, serene and patient, their stone eyes reflecting the devotion of those who walk beneath them. Here, sacred wars were touched by divine guidance, each action and choice moving in quiet alignment with the unseen currents of the gods' will. You drift down to a village nestled among olive trees. Stone houses line narrow paths, their rooftops warm in the morning sun. Farmers move slowly through groves, carrying baskets of fruit and offerings for the temples above. Children chase each other among the trees, their laughter mingling with the whisper of leaves. Even in times when warriors prepared for battle, the world hums with calm. Every movement, every breath, every gesture part of a sacred rhythm that connects human hearts with the divine. On a distant hill, a training ground hums softly with motion. Spears and shields rise and fall with measured precision. The sounds of wood brushing wood and soft steps on earth form a quiet melody, as if the land itself guides the hands of the warriors. There is no harshness, no urgency, only careful practice, a meditation on courage and balance, an offering of intention to the gods above. The wind carries petals from small offerings set upon altars, drifting slowly toward the village below. Each petal floats gently on the breeze, like soft messages of devotion, uniting earth and sky. Warriors pause, bowing their heads in silent prayer, letting the ripple of their devotion flow into the land. Even the clash of training implements becomes a song of mindfulness, a soft echo of harmony between human effort and divine presence. The sun climbs higher, casting long shadows across the olive groves and temple steps. Fires burn low in temple courtyards, sending delicate trails of incense into the warm air. Priests chant softly, their voices weaving through the quiet hum of the world, mingling with the distant crash of waves against cliffs and shores. Every note rises slowly, carrying a blessing that touches the hearts of warriors and villagers alike. You drift above the coastline, where the sea stretches endlessly, reflecting the soft hues of morning light. Fishermen glide quietly in small boats, oars dipping gently into the water. Even the movement of the waves seems guided, a quiet companion to the rhythm of human devotion. The gods watch from high temples, their presence subtle yet steady, ensuring the balance between human action and the divine order. On the hilltops, warriors continue their exercises, moving like shadows beneath the columns of ancient temples. Their shields shine softly, their spears rise and fall in unhurried precision. Each gesture is deliberate, each stance a meditation, each breath a quiet alignment with the divine currents flowing through the world. Even in preparation for sacred conflicts, the intent is pure, focused on balance, respect, and mindful action rather than force. Olive trees sway with the breeze, casting flickering shadows on the stone paths below. Birds circle overhead, their wings cutting softly through the golden light. The quiet rhythm of life continues, uninterrupted, as the sacred spaces of Greece, temples, groves, and shores hold the memories of devotion, courage, and reverence. Every element, every sound, every scent is a gentle reminder of the connection between human hearts and the divine. In the courtyards of temples, small fires burn softly, offering warmth and light. Priests move slowly among the altars, placing bowls of water, fruit, and incense. The gentle curl of smoke drifts toward the heavens, carrying the prayers of mortals to the gods above. Warriors bow, kneeling in quiet acknowledgement of guidance and protection. Even the smallest gestures, an offering, a bow, a breath, become sacred acts, threads weaving together the human and divine realms. The sun tilts toward the afternoon, bathing marble columns in soft amber. Shadows stretch long across stone floors, mingling with the sway of leaves and the shimmer of the sea beyond. Fires flicker in temple courtyards, and the faint sound of waves reaches the hills. The sacred acts of devotion and preparation dissolve into quiet reflection, leaving only the gentle pulse of life and the serene presence of the gods. The olive groves shimmer in the late light, the wind carrying soft whispers of leaves and petals. The sea reflects the changing sky, gold and pink fading to muted blue. The world is calm, held tenderly in a rhythm that stretches from temple steps to distant cliffs. Warriors lower their shields, place their spears aside, and breathe slowly, hearts aligned with the eternal flow of balance and devotion. As evening deepens, the sky softens into violet and indigo. Stars appear faintly above the temples and groves, their light mirrored in quiet pools and on the gentle surface of the sea. Incense smoke curls softly toward the heavens, blending with the silver light of the moon. The sacred spaces rest, held gently by stone, earth, and water, while the hearts of those devoted to duty and reverence settle into calm. Let us drift onward with the rhythm of the waves, the gentle sway of olive branches, and the quiet presence of the gods among us. Feel the pulse of devotion in every stone, every petal, every breath of wind. Every movement, every sound, every ripple is a lullaby, guiding the spirit gently toward rest. Now rest, as the stars return to memory, as the moonlight spreads softly across temples and groves, and as the sacred spaces of Greece cradle you in calm. The echoes of devotion, balance, and gentle courage carry you softly into peaceful sleep. The early morning sun spills gently over the city of Rome, painting marble and stone in soft, warm light. You float above the winding streets, the Tiber River glimmering like liquid gold below. The scent of dew on earth and the faint perfume of blooming laurel trees drifts through the air, mingling with the quiet echo of distant bells. Even as the city awakens, a calm hum of devotion threads through the stone walls and temple courtyards. On the hills, temples rise gracefully toward the sky, their columns touched by the soft light of dawn. Incense curls slowly from small altars, blending with the morning mist. Statues of gods and heroes gaze serenely over the city, their presence steady and unhurried. Here, sacred wars were not merely of battle, but of duty, honor, and the alignment of human hearts with the divine order. Each movement, each choice, was guided by intention and devotion. You drift closer to a forum where citizens and soldiers gather quietly. Shields are polished, spears aligned, banners lowered in solemn reverence. The sound of leather brushing metal is soft, rhythmic, almost musical. Even the preparation for sacred duty carries a meditation within it, a slow, deliberate rhythm that touches the soul. There is no rush, no tension, only the steady pulse of discipline and devotion. Along the river, small boats drift silently, carrying goods and offerings to temples along the banks. The water reflects the pink and gold of the morning sky, rippling gently with each motion. Petals and small gifts float upon the surface, drifting toward the sea as silent prayers. Warriors pause to watch these humble offerings, feeling their hearts align with the eternal current of life, duty, and reverence. The streets echo softly with the distant notes of ceremonial trumpets, calling not to battle but to remembrance. Citizens bow their heads, hands folded gently. The sacred rituals of Rome move with deliberate care, each sound, each gesture, each breath a prayer. Even banners, lowered in respect, sway softly in the breeze, telling a story of honor without haste, of courage without force. On the training grounds, soldiers practice with measured precision. Wooden swords rise and fall, shields interlock softly, and every motion carries a quiet awareness. The air hums with focus, a gentle vibration of discipline and mindfulness. Bamboo and olive-like trees, planted in courtyards for shade and calm, sway gently above the practice fields, their leaves rustling in soft applause. Here, sacred wars are tempered by reflection, by care, by a sense of eternal balance. The sun climbs higher, casting long, warm shadows across the stone streets. Fires burn low in temple courtyards, incense curling slowly, carrying prayers upward. Priests move quietly among the altars, offering water and grain, petals and gentle chants. The rhythm of devotion touches every corner of the city. The warriors, the citizens, the river, the hills, and the temples all participating in a harmony that stretches beyond the day. You drift above the city walls, feeling the pulse of life beneath. Each courtyard, each street, each temple resonates with calm purpose. Even the distant clang of practice is softened by intention, a quiet meditation on honor, duty, and the sacred bond between the mortal and the divine. The eternal shields of Rome are not only of bronze and iron, they are of discipline, devotion, and reverence that flow through every heart. Along the hills, fields stretch with soft green, dotted with banners and altars. Warriors kneel in quiet meditation, placing hands lightly upon their shields. The motion is slow, reverent, a reflection of the harmony between action and stillness. Here, sacred battles are not loud or jarring. They are prayers in motion, a dialogue with the divine, a way of aligning human endeavor with the eternal order. The river carries soft ripples across the city, reflecting sunlight like scattered stars. Fish glide beneath the surface, petals float upon it, and the wind carries gentle whispers from temple to forum, from courtyard to hilltop. The sacred rituals continue in quiet resonance, a gentle dance of devotion, courage, and honor. Even as shields are lifted and lowered, the intent is calm, mindful, and full of respect. As afternoon approaches, the light softens to golden hues, stretching shadows across marble and stone. Fires in temple courtyards flicker gently, sending trails of smoke toward the sky. Warriors lower their spears, kneeling once more in homage to the gods and to the rhythm of life itself. Banners sway softly in the breeze, the air filled with the faintest echoes of ceremonial sound. The sacred spaces rest in quiet dignity, holding the stories of courage, honor, and devotion across the city. The sea beyond the city shimmers in the afternoon light, gentle waves kissing the shores. Even the distant mountains seem to lean softly into the rhythm of life in the city below. You drift above, carried by the soft breeze, listening to the quiet echoes of shields, footsteps, and prayer. The sacred duty of Rome flows through every stone, every leaf, every ripple of the Tiber, binding earth and spirit in harmony. As evening falls, the sky softens into muted pinks and purples, stars beginning to glimmer faintly above. The city grows still, the temples glowing with gentle light. Incense smoke curls lazily toward the heavens, merging with the first hints of night. Soldiers rest beside their shields, citizens settle into homes, and the sacred city exhales slowly, wrapping all in a blanket of calm devotion. Let us drift onward, guided by the soft sound of rivers, the gentle sway of banners, and the quiet pulse of ceremonial rhythm. Feel the devotion flowing through every step, every gesture, every heartbeat. The eternal shields are not merely objects. They are a reflection of honor, patience, and gentle courage, carrying the soul softly toward rest. Now rest as the stars return to memory, as the Tiber mirrors the moonlight, and as the sacred spaces of Rome cradle you in calm. The quiet echoes of discipline, devotion, and reverence carry you softly into peaceful sleep. The northern sky stretches endlessly, a deep canvas of twilight blue fading into soft silver. You float above the frozen lands, where forests and fjords lie quiet beneath the early evening light. Snow blankets the earth like a gentle sigh, softening the contours of hills and valleys. A whisper of wind drifts across the tundra, carrying the crisp scent of pine and ice. Here, in the quiet north, the air itself feels sacred, still, and full of unseen currents. Above, the first auroras shimmer softly, rippling like prayers in green and violet across the heavens. Their light dances slowly over snow and stone, over frozen rivers and frost-kissed trees, casting gentle shadows that sway and bend as though in quiet conversation with the stars. The clans of this land watch from hilltops and hearths, their hearts attuned to the rhythm of the skis, their spirits echoing the calm power of nature. You drift closer to a small village nestled among tall pines. Smoke curls gently from wooden chimneys, mingling with the soft auroral glow. Children play quietly in the snow, their laughter echoing softly through the trees. Elders sit near hearths, their faces illuminated by firelight weaving stories of gods and heroes. Even in times of preparation for sacred defense, the pace is unhurried, the movements deliberate, and the world holds a gentle, meditative rhythm. On the hills, warriors train beneath the auroras. Shields rise and fall with careful attention, axes and spears moving in slow, rhythmic arcs. Each motion is a meditation, each breath a prayer, and each step in the snow carries a sense of connection to the land and sky. The soft crunch of footsteps and the quiet clash of wood on wood form a lullaby that stretches across the hills and forests, soothing both body and spirit. The auroras shimmer more brightly as night deepens, their light reflecting off icy lakes like ribbons of emerald and violet. Rivers, partly frozen, move with a gentle persistence, carrying soft reflections of trees, mountains, and the glowing sky. Birds circle high above, wings cutting silently through the cold air. The sacred balance between land, people, and the heavens is visible in every movement, every ripple, every whisper of the wind. Within the villages, fires burn low, casting warm light on wooden halls and snow-covered courtyards. Clan members gather to honor the gods and ancestors, placing small offerings of bread, berries, and carved tokens upon altars. The smoke curls slowly into the night, carrying gratitude and quiet devotion to unseen realms. Warriors kneel in soft meditation, hands resting lightly on shields, feeling the pulse of the earth beneath them, the rhythm of their own hearts, and the calm presence of the eternal sky above. You drift higher, watching fjords stretch like quiet mirrors between mountains. Water moves with gentle persistence, reflecting the auroras, the stars, and the soft moonlight. Even the distant crash of frozen waves against rocky shores is softened, a slow, soothing pulse that guides the mind toward calm. Here, sacred wars were not only acts of protection, but prayers in motion, a union of courage, devotion, and respect for the eternal cycles of life. The northern forests sway gently under the light of the auroras, their branches brushing softly against each other. Snow glimmers in quiet response, and the wind hums through the trees, a subtle song of life, duty, and reverence. Warriors move through these forests with careful awareness, shields held with respect, steps measured and deliberate. Even in preparation for conflict, The intent is always gentle, reflective, and mindful of the sacred connection between people and the divine cosmos. Along icy paths, travelers and villagers pause to watch the skis. The auroras ripple and shimmer, weaving across the heavens like ribbons of prayer. Every movement in the sky mirrors the quiet devotion on the ground. Hands folded over shields, offerings laid upon altars, songs sung softly around the fires. Even the smallest gestures resonate with meaning, a soft harmony between human hearts and eternal rhythms. As the night deepens, the auroral light grows more ethereal, stretching across fjords, forests, and frozen plains. Shadows of warriors and elders fall softly across the snow, their figures calm and deliberate. Fires burn steadily in halls and hearths, sending delicate trails of smoke into the night. The land rests beneath the gentle gaze of gods and ancestors, the clans held safely within the quiet embrace of sky, earth, and eternal light. Let us drift through the quiet forests and frozen fjords, carried by the soft pulse of auroral light. Feel the gentle rhythm of life beneath snow and stone, the quiet strength of shields and spears, and the serene presence of ancestors and gods. Every breath, every ripple in the frozen lakes, every sway of pine branches becomes a soft lullaby guiding you deeper into calm. The clans kneel in soft homage beneath the stars, their hearts open, their spirits aligned with the quiet universe. The auroras ripple slowly across the sky, carrying prayers and memories, weaving the land, the people, and the cosmos into one gentle flow. Let your spirit move softly with them, drifting in harmony, as the sacred north hums quietly beneath the endless night. Now rest, as the auroras fade slowly into distant memory, as the snow glistens quietly beneath the stars, and as the sacred clans of the north cradle you in gentle calm. The soft winds, the whispering pines, and the quiet pulse of shields and prayers carry you gently into peaceful sleep. The world exhales quietly, as if the earth itself has settled from centuries of whispers, prayers, and gentle devotion. You float above rivers that curve like silver ribbons, reflecting the soft glow of the evening sun. Mountains rise in silent majesty, their peaks dusted with snow, standing like timeless guardians over the valleys below. Even the deserts, stretching endlessly, hold a gentle warmth, their sands shimmering in calm reverence. Across the lands once stirred by sacred wars, there is now only soft resonance, the echoes of devotion and courage lingering in stone, water, and wind. Temples hum with quiet memory, their columns bathed in golden light as the sun dips low. Smoke curls gently from altars, carrying prayers and remembrance to the skis. Even the distant sound of bells is softened, vibrating like a lullaby for the earth itself. You drift along a riverbank, where the water moves slowly and smoothly, reflecting stars that begin to awaken in the twilight sky. Small petals float on the surface, offerings from hands long past, carried in a silent procession toward the horizon. Fish glide beneath the water, and the gentle ripple forms a soft rhythm, echoing the calm pulse of centuries of devotion. On hillsides, forests sway gently in the evening breeze. Leaves brush together in quiet conversation, whispering of battles held not in anger but in sacred responsibility. The clans, the tribes, the citizens of old, all those who once lifted shields or bowed at altars, are present here in the quiet resonance of the world. Their courage now rests as softly as moss upon stone, their prayers lingering like gentle wind through the trees. Temples of marble, wood, and clay stand tall, unhurried and eternal. Their walls carry the soft imprint of human hands, rituals, and songs. Even where battles once raged to honor the gods, there is now only remembrance. A calm reflection upon devotion, duty, and the sacred balance of life. Candles flicker slowly in the fading light, their glow mirrored in the eyes of travelers who pause, feeling the history beneath their feet. You drift over deserts where soft winds sweep the sands into gentle dunes. The sun dips behind distant ridges, casting warm, muted shadows across the land. Each grain of sand seems to hold memory, the steps of pilgrims, the whispers of warriors, and the quiet prayers of devoted hearts. Here, the sacred storms have passed, leaving a land of serene rhythm, teaching that even in conflict, there is a gentle pattern that leads to peace. Across oceans and mountains, the echoes of sacred wars soften further. Waves move quietly along shores, carrying reflections of the skies and distant lights of temples upon their backs. Birds glide high above, their flight calm and measured, tracing the contours of the earth as if remembering the paths of ancestors. Even the clouds above, brushed with violet and gold, drift without haste, mirroring the stillness of hearts long past struggle. In quiet valleys, rivers ripple lazily, carrying the memory of offerings from temples long ago. Warriors lay down their arms, not in surrender but in reverent pause. Shields rest beside altars, spears lean softly against walls, and banners hang motionless in warm evening air. The rhythm of devotion continues without urgency, a slow, steady heartbeat beneath the world, connecting sky, land, and soul. You float past mountains where the first stars begin to shimmer, soft and distant. Paths carved into stone carry the imprint of generations, each step a story, each echo a prayer. Forests whisper in gentle waves, leaves brushing together as if sharing ancient secrets. Even the smallest creatures move with quiet purpose, attuned to the enduring pattern of the earth, teaching that peace is the natural rhythm that follows every storm. On plains and hills, temples stand surrounded by soft light. Incense curls lazily into the air, merging with twilight mist. Priests and elders move gently among the columns, offering quiet reflection, their voices low and measured. Even where sacred battles once shaped nations, there is now only harmony, a balance held in the careful rhythm of breath, thought, and heart. As night deepens, rivers mirror the stars, creating twin heavens upon the earth. Mountains hold the quiet stillness of watchfulness, and deserts glow faintly under the soft silver of moonlight. You drift above the lands, feeling the resonance of centuries of devotion, courage, and reflection. Every stone, every leaf, every ripple in water holds a memory of sacred acts, now softened into gentle guidance for the soul. Let us drift onward through these quiet lands, carried by the slow rhythm of wind, water, and memory. Feel the calm of rivers, the stillness of mountains, the serenity of deserts, and the gentle light of temples guiding the heart. Even the echoes of past struggles become lullabies, teaching that devotion, courage, and honor ultimately return to softness, to reflection, to peace. The world rests beneath the stars, and the earth hums softly in response. You feel the quiet heartbeat of the cosmos, the rhythm of the rivers, the sway of the forests, and the calm presence of ancient temples. Every breath, every movement, every soft sound becomes a thread weaving you into this eternal pattern of gentle peace. Now rest as the stars shine above and beneath, as rivers reflect their quiet light, and as temples, mountains, and deserts hold you softly in their embrace. The sacred storms have passed, and the calm lingers, soft, enduring, and full of gentle guidance. Let your spirit drift in harmony with the eternal rhythm of the earth, and sleep in the tender care of devotion and quiet courage.